Good morning. I'm joined by Dave Zinn from the Gallatin National Forest Avalanche Center. Beautiful days. We've had some bluebird days out there, and it's been kind of a rough last couple of days. We've had some fatality. I think that's the second in the region.
It's the third this season.
Okay.
There was two fatalities that were happening the same event in
Right.
Cook City in December.
Okay, so two separate events, obviously, and kind of rough because we're sitting in the green. We're in a fairly stable pattern right now.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's sort of one of the sad things is that it shows the inherent risks that are involved in recreation in the mountains, and it also demonstrates that low danger is not synonymous with no danger.
Right, that's a good point. And I was up in the near Big Sky watching the slopes the last couple of weeks. We're seeing that snow stripped from one side of the mountain. Obviously, it's still there. It's just been moved, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So that's one of the things that's really wild and makes this job interesting is that the snowpack in the mountains is always changing, even when we sort of see it as the same because there's no new snow. But like you said, the wind's been blowing pretty hard in the northern ranges, and it's been moving a lot of snow.
And that's one thing that we're going to be looking at, not so much this week. We're not looking at a ton of new snow, but there are some inherent risks out there because there will be some snow in the mountains.
Yeah, absolutely. And even right now at low danger, we know that there are isolated areas where there are instabilities that persist. Those instabilities in the areas around Bozeman, Big Sky, and West Yellowstone really relate to two things. One is the wind-loaded slopes. The slabs are generally small and they're stabilizing, but it's something we got to watch out for. And the second issue is this weak layer that's buried between 6 and 18 inches into snow. And unfortunately, an isolated area where that was unstable is what was the problem on Sunday.
Yeah, and let's talk about that. That was out near Lion's Head, near West Yellowstone. The details are still coming out, obviously, but you can get into dangerous situations very easily without even realizing it.
Yeah, and the folks that were there, they did know the terrain and they were prepared with avalanche education and avalanche equipment, which is really important. So they were doing a really good job on that. Unfortunately, what happened is the riders triggered an avalanche and that avalanche wasn't seen. So it took a little bit of time to get to the victim, and he was partially buried next to a tree.
And that also brings us back to training. These people knew what they were doing, obviously, but everybody needs to be aware of training. You guys have opportunities all the time.
Absolutely. So the Friends of the Gallatin National Forest Avalanche Center, we're always running free and low-cost avalanche education all across southwest Montana. And on our website at mtavalanche.com, you can get listings for all the classes offered by commercial outfitters too. So there's lots of great opportunities, and if you're going to be in the backcountry, whether it's on sleds, or skis, or snowboard, or any other mechanism of travel, really important to have at least the basics of understanding about avalanches.
Yeah, and that also includes making sure that your beacon, your probe, your shovel are all in working order. And the cool thing is we've got these beacon checkers out there.
Absolutely, and those beacon checkers are at a ton of the trailheads right now. That's done in conjunction with the Gallatin Valley Snowmobile Association, the Upper Yellowstone Snowmobile Club. So there's lots of folks that are involved in this, and they're helping us out, and we're putting these beacon checkers in at trailheads, so when you ride by or ski by, you can always just see if you're beeping.
That's perfect. All right, Dave Zinn, thank you for joining us, and of course we're going to talk to you guys again throughout the season. I appreciate your time.
Absolutely. Thanks, Matt.
You're watching Montana This Morning.